Start with the prairie dog on the left. It's probably help if I chambered around though, wouldn't it? There we go. Prairie dog on the left. And okay, we'll go ask Alice. And the plate. Oh, high. Yeah, I hit those last two a little high. I pulled it. I felt it pull.
Will the H&K USP Expert help make you an expert shooter? I don't know. We did shoot it, and we're going to talk about it. Stay with me. Thanks for dropping in while we take a look at the H&K USP Expert. Now, this is the 5.2-inch barrel model. They also make one with a 4.25-inch barrel. The 5.2, actually, they don't make the 5.2 in 9mm anymore, as far as I know. This was also available in 45. Now, the 4.25-inch barrel model comes in 9, 40, and 45. This is, I won't say it's real rare. You can still find them for sale. And I borrowed this from my buddy, the firearm guy, and he did a video on it about the great deal that he got. He never would mention it. He told me, but I'm not going to mention it either. I offered him $50 more than he paid for it, and he wouldn't sell it. So obviously he kind of likes the gun. And I'll have to admit right up front, I kind of like it too. Let's take a look at it. It's a fairly large gun, and actually it does compare size-wise with the Glock 34. The USP Expert is about the same height. It is about the same length overall, just a slightly longer sight radius than the Glock. Even the barrel lockouts look the same on them. About the same height from the back end, a little bit taller on the sights. The Glock is just a little bit thinner, and it's also a little bit lighter. So as long as you're talking about that, let's see what the H&K does weigh. And let's see, this one with a magazine in it. By the way, it's got a 15-round magazine. You can get them with an 18-round mag also. Comes in at 29.9 ounces, just a shade under 30. The Glock 34 comes in at 26.1, but it's also 17-round capacity standard. You can get all sorts of different length mags for your Glock, of course. And about 7.3 ounces for the 16 rounds that this will hold. Again, it's 15 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. It does have a fairly tall, it's almost a Patridge style front sight, a little bit of an undercut and no serrations on it. It's more of a target model, and that is to me the I won't say the epitome of target sights, but it certainly helps get me a really good sight picture on paper. And real good definition between the back and the front sight. The rear sight is serrated, just a little bit of an angle. Again, good target type sight, adjustable for elevation and for windage. The firearm guy he wasn't real happy with how accurate this gun was until he got a little more used to it. I took it from him directly and took it right out to the range, and I didn't have any problems with it. Now, granted, on paper it shot just a hair high left. If I were to keep this, I'm sorry, he's not going to let me keep it. I would crank the sight probably 1 click to the right, 1 click down. But you will see as we go through the video in here, you'll see that it was hitting everything I needed to hit, and even regularly out to 50 yards. It would hit I went through the whole sequence, the gong, the 16, the 12, the 8, the 10, the 8, and the 6, one shot each, and it was right on. So accurate with those sights. Do like it. Nothing fancy about the top of the barrel. It's just plain flat. It's kind of a tri-top, and there's no serrations. Nothing fancy on it. No front cocking serrations. You can still get a good enough grip on it to do your press check if you need to. The rear serrations aren't anything to write home about, but again, they're grippy enough. Large external extractor. Moving down, it does have a rail on it, but it looks like it's a proprietary type of rail. It's not a 1913 or Picatinny type rail. There's no slots in it, so I'm not sure what should mount on it. This is a double action, single action. You can see right now the hammer is back, and the trigger is also back. By the way, the trigger does have an over travel stop in it, which does certainly help for target use. While the hammer is back, though, you pull the safety lever down and decocks the gun, so now you have a double action first shot. Pop the safety up in double action, and you cannot fire the gun. You can work the trigger and the hammer a little bit, but you can't fire it. Pop it down into fire, and of course you can fire it. Double action. The trigger pull on double action is just around, it's a shade under 10 pounds. fairly consistent, but it is a relatively smooth trigger pull. So even though it's long, by the way, big trigger guard, you could get a glove finger in here with no problem at all. But a fairly long, and it does stack a little bit. Put it in fire, it makes a difference. Just as you get to the very end, it stacks just a little bit, but not much, and a good smooth pull. When it cycles, you're back into single action. Got a fair release on it, but it resets right before it's all the way out. And then single action on this is running right around 4 pounds, just a shade under 4. It's a nice, smooth, clean, crisp single action pull on it. Not fond of the hook trigger, not the way I shoot, but it does actually work fairly well for me. Like the trigger. And again, I like the fact that it's got a manual safety on it, even though it is a double action first shot. Has a typical European style paddle release. This is where H&K disappointed me a little bit. I like the paddle release. I do like them, but I like the bigger paddles, as you'll see on the VP9. And also, by the way, the VP9 has a metal magazine and a little better contour on the grip. The USP Expert has that paddle release, but it's smaller. It's a little harder to get to. I'm not quite sure why. And it comes with a polymer mag. So, okay, thank Gaston Glock. Actually, this one does not even appear to be a metal-lined polymer mag, as the Glock is. Maybe it's got a little metal lining in the back there, but not much. It is a little bit lighter than a Glock mag. But again, you can get those with 18-round mags as opposed to just the 15 here. Very accessible, single-sided slide stop lever. The safety and decocking lever, however, is ambidextrous. Good grip texture on it. It's almost like a sandpaper on the side. The side texture is fine. It leaves a little to be desired, no big deal. It's got some good aggressive diamond type checker, pyramid checkering front and back that really helps plant the gun in the hand. It's a big gun. It's a big grip, and it's actually a larger circumference grip than what you get on the Glock 34. And maybe that's why some people had some struggles with this if their hand didn't fit it right. This fits mine fairly well, and I can reach everything I need to reach without having to, well, with the exception of the mag release, without having to move my hand around. So enough talking about it. Let's take it out to the range and see how it shoots. We'll start with the funny colored raccoon way over there on the right. And I can't tell where I hit him, but I know I did. Just painted that too. A little low. Let's do that again. That was point of aim. Let's see if I can get the crow next to him, the red crow. Head flipper on the black silhouette. Alright, settle in. Got it. Alright, can I get it back? There we go. Hoyt's 6-inch, right above the silver silhouette to the left of the maroon silhouette. Alright, how about the center of the red silhouette or maroon silhouette? Oh, a little hasty on that one. Let's try it again. Gotta get that one back. HK USP Expert 9mm 115 grain Fiocchi. Let's go for 50 yards. Silver gong shouldn't be a problem. 16-inch high right. 12-inch below it. 10-inch to the left of the 16. 8-inch below that. 6-inch below that to the left. Alright, one shot per plate, like it. Got a bunch left. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See if I can have any luck in trying to run that same sequence again. Silver gong. 16-inch. 12-inch. 10-inch. 8-inch. Ah, had to blow it on the 8-inch, didn't I? There we go. Should have, what, one left for the 6-inch?
Oh, got another one. We haven't done the silhouette. There it is. HK USP Expert. Do like it. All right, the HK USP Expert. Will it make you an expert shooter? To me, it's going to help. It's accurate gun. Like the trigger in single action. Again, it's a little under 4 pounds. I mean, there are lighter triggers out there, but it's smooth, it's clean, it's crisp. There's no over travel when it's adjusted properly. That certainly helps for target, at least target shooting. The sights are good for target acquisition. Oh, one thing that I didn't mention that does help make this gun a little bit more accurate is the O-ring on the barrel. There's it's a neoprene type O-ring on the end that's obviously going to withstand a fair amount of heat. If you got to keep it lubricated though, but that helps center the barrel in the slide. I just did a review on the SAR K12, and I had a problem with the barrel that moved around in the slide just a fraction. And I've also heard that one solution to that may be to have a gunsmith put a groove in there and O-ring it like this gun. I think that helps for the accuracy. It does definitely center the barrel absent a bushing, and those are replaceable. I have no idea how long that'll last, but so far so good. When I first borrowed this from the firearm guy, it was dry, and the slide would hang up right about there. We'd have to kind of push it into battery. Once I put just one drop of oil rubbed around that O-ring, it's been running fine ever since. So just a simple HK addition to kind of beat the barrel bushing idea and still make it lock up tight. Again, that's what helps with the accuracy on it. So accurate, yes. And my offer still goes out, $50 more than what the firearm guy paid for it. Yet I don't think he's going to sell it because that's way, way, way under what they're worth these days. HK USP Expert. Will it make you an expert? Find one and give it a try. Thanks for stopping in.